You're filthy. Wanna go look in the garden? First, welcome back. I'm Debbie Harper, and we are on the Harper Homestead, and I just wanted to give a garden update. It's June 1st, so it's about 2.5 full weeks of a lot of gardening that we've done and planting, and we prepared a bunch of made a bunch of wood boxes and clearings, so I want to show that. But it's been about 3 full weeks of my mama goose hiding inside my chicken coop, which I can't get in there to clean because she will probably murder me. But I want to show you where she's at. Nothing. You're okay. So I'm assuming I checked in there when she got up, and there's 2 eggs in there. The geese are far from our favorite. For the most part, the goose was fine and friendly. But now that she's been laying on her eggs, he's very crazy. And he's hit and miss with me, so I'm really ready to get rid of him. But now she's sitting on her eggs, and I am not one to deny one of my animals their little babies. But wish it was the ducks and not the geese. So really quick, this is what I have, this big tarp going on right now. It's really gloomy today. We've had a lot of rain. It was really hot yesterday, and then the clouds came in last night, and they haven't gone away. So I have a tarp here because I'm going to do watermelons and pumpkins, maybe some corn and potatoes here. But what I've done on the back, or on the side of the coop, I have a bunch of roses that I got in from Heirloom Roses, and my idea is I'm planted them along the sides just for a beautiful backdrop of coming into the garden. These were here for a while. I've had these, this is probably the 3rd year. These are elderberry bushes that have come back from the winter, so hopefully we'll get some elderberries this summer. But then we moved the fence because we used to have a big old fence right here that came in, and this was all open, and I had the goats and the sheep in here kind of eating down the grass. And then now I just opened it up. There was a little entrance over there, closed that off, and we just closed it off all along here. So now no deer or anything can get in here. And we still have 3 more boxes to put in. But in here I have all my onions. And the thing that stinks that I can't wait to get rid of is this grass, because as you cut it down, all the grass gets thrown into your boxes, which I can't stand. So every day I've been coming in here and weeding with my trowel, and I'll just clean it up. It takes me probably, I don't know, 30 minutes at the most to do all the boxes, because I do it every day just in the morning and break up any weeds that are coming in. We get a lot of rain during the spring, so that means great for planting, but also great for growing weeds, so you have to stay up on it. So anyway, so I got my onions in here, and these are all hybrid onions that I'm going to pull and eat. There's some heirloom onions on this side that I'm going to try to keep to save seeds from. Dixie, out, come on. And then somebody told me if I plant the onions super close, which I did here, that they will flower the first year, because usually I read that it takes 2 years. I haven't done them at all, so we'll see what happens and what I get. So these ones are just a test to see if I grow them, planted them really close together, to see if they'll actually flower the first year. I have some herbs. This is a little yarrow plant that almost died. It was stuck in the high tunnel and it totally fried itself, you could see. So it was just on a tray, it wasn't planted. So I pulled that out. It looks like it's coming back, so hopefully I saved it. This is some motherwort. These are all kale that I have in here. Let's see, this is curling blue kale in this corner. And then these should be cauliflower. Yeah, this is the Rober cauliflower that I have going all the way up and down this road. I replanted these beans. I sowed more because they didn't like really being transplanted at all. So they really didn't make it. That's here on this trellis. So I just replanted some yesterday and see if those come back, and I replanted them on both sides, so hopefully we'll get, they're not beans, peas, I'm sorry, peas, snap peas. We like eating those in the summer, so hopefully I'll get some new ones and they'll come back. But more cauliflower in here on this side. I think this is a different one. Yeah, this is a hybrid Skywalker on this side that I have growing, and then kale. And then over here is still my garlic going strong. I did plant a couple basils here in the little corners because there was space, and I had a lot of basil that I had to get in the ground that I started. This is doing great. So this, I think my last video, this is where I was planting. So this is the broccoli. This is called Calabrese broccoli. That I planted all along here on this row, and a couple rows in, and then in the middle is where I did the Long Island Brussels sprouts, which are doing great also. So I have those in the middle, and then I have the green cabbage and red cabbage. So I didn't want humongous cabbage, so if you plant them a little closer together, they'll be more like the store-bought cabbage, but you can get massive cabbages if you give them the space to do that. I like cabbage, but I don't like that much cabbage. We'll see how it does, but I think it's growing really, really great. It's super happy where it's at here. And then I have I have this one herbal. This is a green stock, and I just put herbs in here, so you'll see I have some. This is the mother root, some more motherwort that I have started here. That's some sage here and here. I put some sage and more basil here, like purple basil. I have sweet Genevieve basil, lemon basil, cinnamon basil. I put some cilantro in the middle. I do have a lot of cilantro. So hopefully that'll take off. I just planted that this week, so I got that started. And then on either side of my high tunnel, I had these pots, these wine barrel pots that I put more herbs in. So I have a yarrow in the middle. I started some rosemary. It's struggling for sure, so hopefully that'll get kick-started. So I just have 2 rosemaries, a yarrow in the middle, and then some marjoram in the front, and I have same thing in that pot. over here on either side. So I'm hoping it will take off. The yarrow seems to be fine. It's getting green and starting to grow, but my rosemary looks a little sad. So it might be too much rain that we've gotten out here, so we'll see how that goes. My tomatoes have been doing really well. This is still my asparagus. I let this go, see how it's about to flower, and I'll let the seeds replant itself. I've been harvesting a few. You can see where I've cut them off. And over there too, some big ones. I've harvested a few asparagus, but it still has a lot more to grow. These are all my tomatoes. The ones in the front of the cattle panel are my artisan purple tomatoes. I haven't grown these before, so we'll see how well they do. In the middle, in the front, I have my San Marzano, which is, I think most people are more familiar with. And then on the back sides, on both ends of this high tunnel, are all my cherry tomatoes. So while I'm outside, we can grab the cherry tomatoes from the outside. And I have a bunch of different varieties: large cherries, black cherry tomatoes. They usually grow really good in a lot of them, so we'll see how that goes. This guy's looking like he needs to be pinned up finally. Don't fall over. But I think they're looking pretty good. This guy too. The things with the tomatoes, you kind of have to stay on them. I trim back all the leaves from the bottom until they get pretty high, and then the foliage can grow on the more top. It just helps keep them nice and lets them breathe, so they don't get any they usually will get some damage if they're don't get a lot of airflow. So I kind of do that on the bottom, like this one. I should be able to pull it off. But what you have to be careful of is they'll grow back, so you have to stay on it and keep those things from growing, so it spends more energy growing on the top. So you have to be careful. They'll just start growing all over the place, and you don't want big old bushy tomato plants. These will be much healthier if you let them. On this one, I don't know if you can see it, I've been pulling them off. I come in here every day, but there's like a little sucker that grows right there in the armpit. If you let it grow, you can actually plant it, cut it off and plant it in the ground, and you get another tomato plant. I make sure that I always pull them off, again, just so it puts most of its energy in growing the actual tomato at the top, tomato plant at the top. That's super important, especially in this young age. You can see they're growing really good, so you have to stay up on them to do that. I'll see if there's some more on the other side. They grow really fast, so I stay on them. I look at them every day. These ones are my bell peppers. So I have a lot. This is my whole pepper bed. I have a lot of bell peppers in here. You'll see the orange bell peppers, regular bell peppers. I think King of the North is the type of bell peppers that I have here. But I have a whole bunch. I love bell peppers. And then I kind of started into more mild, because you don't, a lot of times you might get, if you have hot peppers next to your sweet peppers, they could, as they start pollinating, get your bell peppers to kind of get spicy. So I usually don't have that big of a problem, or I haven't. But my peppers haven't been growing here very well at all since I moved here to Montana. In California we had a lot of peppers, but what I did was I kind of put these milder peppers in the middle. So I have some poblano peppers, which I like. We like the poblanos, especially when we're doing tamales and stuff. But you can use those for a lot of different recipes. These are banana peppers. So I have some banana peppers in here. And then these ones are new to me. They're kind of funny. They're called nada peño peppers. So nada meaning no or nothing, So they're supposed to like not be not hot jalapenos. So look like jalapenos, but not hot. Technically is how it's supposed to come out. So we'll see how those go. I got pepperoncinis. I'm not a pepperoni fan, but David likes the pepperoncinis. I'm not a big pepperoni fan. I don't know why, but I just don't like the flavor of them. They're kind of pickly to me. And I'm not a big pickle fan. This is awesome. These are my paprika peppers, so we can make some paprika spices. If I can get these to keep growing, that would be really nice. Get some paprika peppers, and then also to make chili pepper seasoning, I have some chili peppers. And then these ones are, what are these? Cannot read them. Oh, jalapeno. These are the jalapeno peppers. Those just say Tam. That's the type of jalapeno, Tam jalapenos. So I got lots of jalapenos. I love jalapenos very much. I got some lipstick peppers. They're not doing great. I bought a shade cloth. You can see there's a little bit of damage. And I don't know if it's from the sun. It got a little too hot. There was a couple days, you could see, there was a couple days that it actually was really hot in here. So same thing. See how they're sprouting down here? Need to get those off so it puts all the effort into this growing really first before it starts going crazy. But it heals itself, so you have to pay attention to get the dead stuff off. One, you can get disease, but two, so it's trying not to repair those and just, you know, regrow and put more effort into the pepper itself and growing really large. So I got those. These are Anaheim peppers, so lipstick peppers over there. These are Anaheim peppers. Who doesn't love Anaheim peppers? More jalapeno peppers. Let me get this. And then these are just red peppers that I have here. They're called Red Rocket. Gosh, I have a lot of jalapeno. More jalapeno. These are probably like, I have different types. Yeah, this is a lemon spice jalapeno. And I also have some, that's Craig Green jalapeno. I have, what did I say this was? Lemon spice jalapenos. I also have a pumpkin spice jalapeno. I've never had those before, so we'll see what those taste like. Some generic hot peppers. That's what these are called. We'll see what that is. I've never had those before. Some doll peppers. These are cayenne peppers. We love our cayenne. Serrano peppers. These I've never had before. These are black Hungarian peppers, but I love the foliage on here. See, they're like kind of purple. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but they're beautiful, really pretty. So that's kind of why I picked those ones. Sometimes I do that. And then these are really hot. They kind of gradually get hotter and hotter as I go this way. These are my scorpion peppers. So we'll see. I like hot stuff. And it's probably just me and Dexter, the hot people around here. But that'll be nice to have for seasoning. So here's some more peppers. These are my favorite. These are the ones I grow a lot, and they're Roma tomatoes. They're easiest for me for canning, salsa, everything. Tomato paste. I love Roma tomatoes. They seem to grow the best, or at least the easiest for me, as opposed to San Marzano for me here. But this is what I'm talking about. So, and literally I was here yesterday picking all of these. So because I cut off all the branches up until it gets probably up to the second one, and then I'll let it grow out. It still has a lot to grow before I get any flowers. So you have to stay on these as you pull them off, because they will try to grow back. So you just make sure that you pull them off. They're super easy. You can get clippers. I just use my thumb because they're pretty easy. These ones were those ones that I tried when I topped them, and then they grow 2 branches, which these ones, not all of them took, to be honest. This one worked out fine. It seems pretty strong and healthy, so that one's doing fine. Some of them, oh, like I said, a lot of them didn't take, but that one was fine. Here's some more, oops, going crooked, suckers right here in the armpit. You have to pull those off. They just seem to grow better, and you get better fruit when you keep them clean, and less disease in there if you let them produce most of their flowers just on that single branch that keeps growing up and up and up. Sometimes you'll see by the time the summer comes, it gets so busy that I'll have a few that just keep growing, and then you have multiple leaders. You know, you have big branches. This is the main leader, and then if you keep letting those suckers grow, you'll get multiple leaders, and you just don't seem to get as much fruit if it just has so many areas it has to put its energy into. So these are all Roma tomatoes. I love them. You can see they grow really strong and healthy. I've always had good turnout with my Romas. I love the way they taste. They're very easy. This is another one that had 2 that I chopped. See, there's always still one strong one and one small one. I saw it even on the other one. So I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth it to do that. I guess if you had really small space, if you had really small space and you can put one plant and get 2 big strong leaders and contain it to those 2, that technically you should be getting double the tomato fruit. I have plenty of room here, so I think I won't do that again next year, but it was fun to try and see if that worked. So I need to hurry because we have some lunch plans, so I need to get through this. We got to go get some food for my chickens, and I just wanted to get a quick update and kind of show you how everything's growing because I'm excited. I want to make sure I keep on top of it and see what I did, how well. This is the first time that we had a high tunnel, how well everything grows in here and what doesn't grow well in here, I think is the most important. So and like I said, if you just come in here, it literally takes me maybe 30 minutes at the most to come in here with all these beds and just make sure that there's no weeds or anything. It's pretty easy. Here I have, this is the last, I still have one bed to plant, but this is my last bed that's planted in here, and it's a lot more bell peppers. Like I said, bell peppers are awesome to me, to have fresh bell peppers, and then you can freeze them, which is really nice. So here's some more bell peppers that I have, and they're growing great here. These are more King of the North bell peppers. They seem to be doing good, and those are some other unusual, they're called habanada, so kind of like a habanero but not hot. So we'll see. I love the taste of habanero, so if you can get it without it burning your mouth, that would be pretty awesome. And then I forgot I had some eggplant, so I just threw some eggplant in here. I only had 3 plants, so there's some eggplant. See how well that grows. And then I have more yarrow. I'm trying to grow a lot of yarrow to save for my herbs, my herbal tea, and other medicine. And then some more motherwort is here as well, to see how well that grows. But that bed I need to weed, and then I think I was trying to figure out what to plant, and I think I was gonna grab it, but I don't have enough time. I think I'm gonna do beans, because I have I make a lot of homemade refried beans, and last year I just had a bag of dried beans that I keep. I have a 25-pound bag of dried beans that I keep every year. And I just took those and planted them in the garden last year, and they grew great. They grew fine. So I think I'm gonna do that, because I tried to find some pinto beans seeds, and I didn't see them anywhere. A lot of October beans, a lot of red beans, lima beans, which I don't like lima beans, but I couldn't find pinto beans, which I thought was odd. So I just had a huge container inside that I have used for my beans, and so I just put those in the ground last year and they totally took off. So I think I'm gonna put those in there, and probably just some T-posts and some string. I'll show you how to do that as they start to grow, or maybe do like a little TP with the T-post. That works too. I gotta stop looking at this. Grass in my flower beds is driving me bananas. I'll get to it. I gotta go to lunch, so let me get through this really quickly for you. My last beds. So my last beds are next to the high tunnel, and you can see in here I have carrots. Carrots are really hard to transplant, and I was really nervous because they were not looking good, but now you can see they're doing great. They're green, bright green, throwing out colors and growing really strong. So I think they'll be fine. This soil's really soft over here, so I'm hoping they'll grow deep and strong and healthy. And then, Dixie, go on. Watch out. Let's see if I have any growth in here. Here, I planted cucumbers, so they haven't been in the ground that long. I think it's been about maybe 5 to 7 days of it just coming up on a week. Oh, so no cucumbers there, but my pickling cucumbers, look at these. I thought I saw something pushing through yesterday. So look at, there's 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 that have sprouted so far, nothing else. That's all I see. Just those 3. So that's good. That didn't take too long. It's about 7 days, let's say. I have some sage here, not happy on this side, but the sage over here is doing good on this side. It's starting to multiply. And then that's my last parsley that survived when I burnt them all up in my high tunnel. I just had everything closed up and I forgot about them. So here I planted more squash, and I don't see anything yet. And these little guys are my basil that I threw in here, and some cilantro again. This is zucchini I planted here. And those should, all the squash and cucumbers and zucchini kind of have that same look when they pop through, so I don't see any in there. On this side I did more squash. These are acorns that I put in here, and some scallop ones. I don't see those growing at all. That's a basil. I don't see any squash, excuse me, Dix, in here. I put more. I had so much basil that I started and they all took. So I'm gonna have a lot of basil this year, which I don't mind. I love basil. There's more basil, more cilantro, and then there's nothing here yet. These are just seeds I threw in the ground. Some cumin and chamomile and dill. So this is my only dill that survived. I don't know if you can even say it's surviving, but we'll see if he comes, but hopefully they'll get more dill there, especially if I'm going to be pickling some cucumbers. So we'll see. I'm pretty excited. So far it's looking so good. Hopefully I'll probably try to do a video once a week so I can personally see how much it's grown. And I'll have more stuff planted. Hopefully I'll have my wood chips in the high tunnel and in the walkways. We'll see. I still got a couple more weeks for the what's it called, the black tarp, to kill all the grass before we can dig it up. And I'm just gonna pile it into rows, kind of like I did when I first started gardening before I got the beds, just so I can get the pumpkins and watermelons. We're not gonna have enough time to build any more than those last 2 or 3 boxes that we have the wood for. I think I just about killed David building all this stuff. So right now he's playing with his post driver. As soon as we get this done, then he gets the green light to build his fence around the 5 acres for all the animals. He really has been taking charge of all the animals, so he really wants to get that done and get that fence in this summer. So that'll be my goal, to hopefully get him that fence put in for him. So I will put this on hold. I think I have a lot of stuff planted, a lot more than I had in the prior years, so that's already a win. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm okay with that. Just making progress every year, and pretty soon it'll be perfect. So I'm excited. I'm happy with what we have so far. So if I can just use those rows, and I could do that hopefully myself. I might use it for the tractor to get that first like dead grass off, just to slowly peel off that top layer, and then I can make the mounds and stuff, hopefully on my own without too much time from him, because I know he really wants to get that 5 acres in. And we have a wedding coming up, so my number 2 child, Donovan, he's my oldest son. He's getting married this summer in Minnesota, and there's a few things that they want us just to build for them, which shouldn't take too much time, but we really need to start on that and get his fence in. So we'll see how it goes. He's got some teaching he's doing. I got some material that I'm still creating for. I still do some training. So there's a couple things that we need to do. But I think so far it's only June 1st. This is way farther than I've ever been in many, many years. So I'm excited to look back on this and hopefully show the great progress that we have. So hopefully everything works out. So I'm happy to share my garden update, June 1st, 2023. And thanks for anyone who gets to watch this. And I hope that you are enjoying your planting season as well. Take care.